All right, we are live. I have something I want to play. Hopefully, it won't stop the stream. We will see.
Kick, snare.
Let's see if Mike a thing. I think we're okay right now. All right. Good day, Purple Fam. Real Line of DJs in the house. We got Cassandra Bradley. Thank you so much for my belated Thanksgiving. My purples from the A. We got Morning Anisha. We got KMS 1984. Good afternoon, Purple Saints. We got Hey Michael.
What's up, Deja?
We got Happy Thanksgiving Saturday from Chicago.
Man, I should have had a plate of leftovers on me when I did the show.
Say it again. I can't hear it because of the music.
I should have had a plate of leftovers as I was doing the show.
Yes, indeed. Welcome, D. Yes. Thank you. I love my glasses, my Dalmatians. Hi, Lee Christian. Welcome, Zuzu's Petals. Glad to see you all. Happy holidays. And belated birthday to me from Man Ray. Thank you so much. Morning, Nick Felden. Thank you so much for all the happy belated birthday wishes. Hey, Karen 1984 from Cassandra. Good morning, Michael D'Angelo. All the purple people from Jesse. Thank you, Tanja. Hola, Lisa. Welcome, Troy, DC in the house. Got Controversy Clan in the back group. That's what I'm talking about. Audria is putting up Christmas decorations. All right, seems like we're good with the string. Wasn't sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kim. We ain't got no chitlins on the set. I wish if we had some, we would be eating them. Because we from the South. What up, though? From Detroit. Detroit is always representing. Brian, welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome, Dr. Claw. Freak Tech. Welcome. Purple Love from Deb Rudy.
I could almost see this as a Sheila E. song.
Yes. Love this part. Chris, good morning. Did you hear that bass? Oh my God. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but I could. Welcome, TP. Welcome, Sister Trawl. Kim said, no chitlins over here. Stank face. Dr. Claus said, I can definitely see Sheila on this. Okay, so I got my vinyl today. So if you guys ask me any questions, I'll know what's going on. So we are listening to For Love bonus beats because I forgot to add the slide. And co-produced by Prince. Additional production, remix, and editing by John Luongo. John Luongo. So Tanja, Kim, everybody in the chat, tell me who in the heck is John Luongo for The Office Incorporated. Yeah, definitely heard a little bit of Short Berry Straw Cake. I agree. All right. Do anything ribbon string. All right, so that was a little bit of For Love bonus beats. I had to bring more Jill's after last week's Mia Boca dub version. I love all of the dubs, the bonus beats, and all of that. Okay, I knew Kim was going to come through. John Luongo, a house producer / DJ. What else has John Luongo done? So we kind of get a little school because I need some schooling. All right, so let's do our housekeeping super fast while we find out more about John Luongo. Week 47 of What Did Prince Do This Week? Thank you so much for everybody who is in the chat right now. I know some of you are probably with your families and you're taking time out to be with us during this holiday weekend. So we really appreciate you being here. All right, so the estate of Prince Rogers Nelson is not affiliated, associated, or connected with the What Did Prince Do This Week book club series. We're going week to week, not to date to date. And you can follow the detailed schedule at our website URL as well as the QR code. And you do not need the expanded edition, but it would really help if you did. There you go. And some of us are reading and some of us are not reading. But if you're reading, yes. Thank you so much, Terrence. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. This is my Jill Jones. Got to represent. So, because we've been jilling it. And you can find these archived on YouTube at Polished Solid as well as at MDean. Please subscribe, like, and help spread the word about What Did Prince Do This Week. And if you remember, please use our hashtag so I can find your comments. A lot of you don't put the hashtag, so sometimes I don't see it until like weeks later. WDPDTW. You know, I'm not on social media a lot, so I need those hashtags. And let's talk about something that was released back in 1991, the Diamonds and Pearls US 7-inch and UK 12-inch single. And I pulled out mine because I need to keep track of what I have and what I don't have. So I do have this. And you got Diamonds and Pearls, House Bangers, Cream MPG Mix, and Things Have Gotta Change. Tony M. Rap on this one.
Did you say House Bangers?
Yes, House Banger. Yep. Mm-hmm. And who got, so let's do a roll call. Who has this 12-inch? Just I'm trying to figure out who my collectors are in the house. We got a hey Michael from Terrence.
What's up, Terrence?
All right. And then if you're not going to talk to me about that, let's talk about yesterday, which was Record Store Day. So let's find out. What
was that? I've seen people posting that. What is this?
So this was like the original DJ copy of, and it's re-released. And so like there's nothing on the back. It has the damn near 10-minute mix. And so now it's being released for the first time for us commoners who haven't been able to afford the DJ promo copy on the collector circuit. So it's really nice to have this.
This is the first time they put this out?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yep. For except the DJ promo copies. So I got Tanja got the RSD release yesterday. Yeah, roll call. Who went and got this? I'm trying to see who my collectors are. Yes, Drea Dances got mine yesterday. What else y'all got? Tanja, let me show you what else I got for
yesterday was Black Friday. Was like so stupid. Okay.
Yeah, it's Black Friday. It was a Record Store Black Friday.
Gotcha.
So I haven't even opened these yet, which I should. So there's a colored vinyl of the Goody Mob Soul Food, which I am very excited about opening up. It's supposed to be like a tie-dye looking colored vinyl. And it's a gatefold. I love me some gatefolds.
Is there like some kind of De La Soul box set or something? I saw pictures of that too. Like it was like the first album, but it was like in a box or something. I don't know if anybody saw that.
Probably, but not for Record Store Day.
Oh.
Adria, who I saw yesterday It's so great to see you in the chat. And KMS 1984 got mine yesterday. Cassandra, also in the ATL, got it yesterday.
Okay.
And then I also got Record Store Day Digital Underground, the 30th anniversary of the Body Hat Syndrome, which is the last record that Tupac was on. So,
Oh, is that the Kiss You Back on that one?
no,
It's
not on this one.
Oh.
It's not on this one, but this is yellow vinyl. And then last but definitely not least, I'm a massive Doors fan. So I got live in Bakersfield, which this has never been released. It was when he was on trial for his indecent exposure. So it's supposed to be a really rad concert with some of my favorite songs on here, like Roadhouse Blues, Love Me Two Times. Oh, there is a version of Afro Blue on here. So I'm dying to hear that. The John Coltrane, I call it the John Coltrane song. And also Erykah Badu did it with, why am I blanking on his name? But
The Doors. That's so funny. Like the only thing I really know about them is the movie.
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
I always think of Val Kilmer. It's so funny. I wonder if someday somebody will only think of somebody by a movie.
Yeah. So Tanja's saying yes, De La Soul had a 7-inch box set.
Okay.
So Tanja, was that a part of Record Store Day or just a regular release? Thank you so much, Jesse. Robert Glasper. That shows you what's going on with my brain. What's up, King and Queen? Thank you so much for being here. And Audra also picked up the Digital Underground. Nice. And Nora Jones. And Tanja picked up the Joni Mitchell, Stax demos, and Ahmad Jamal. So I didn't know that the Joni Mitchell were they were recorded at Stax, because I know it was the Court and Spark demos. Oh, okay, awesome. So it was a part of Record Store Day, De La Soul box set. I didn't see it where I went, but I did have sort of laser. I was like getting to the Prince, and then I kind of grabbed up everything, was trying to get out the way because people were in line and all that jazz. So I didn't want to take up that much time. So week 47 of What Did Prince Do This Week? And we had one studio visit as well as 5 days of shooting Purple Rain. We're going to be shooting Purple Rain for all of December. And let's look at our calendars. So on Sunday, there were overdubs for Father's Song. We're going to talk more about that a little bit later. Then there are 5 days of shooting, and you can see I basically highlighted my favorite scenes, but there are usually more than one scene. I've been I haven't been consistent with this, but when I have the plus sign, that means there are more scenes. So one of my favorite scenes in Purple Rain is when Morris is vacuuming his room. As mundane as that sounds, I absolutely adore that scene. So I highlighted that. Everybody should know what I mean by basement guitar, when basically Apollonia gives Prince the guitar. I love that scene. I do. I mean, like the whole, giving. I'm talking about when she gives, not the.
Oh, okay. I was like, dark.
When Apollonia gives him the guitar. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's the reason why I said basement guitar. And then Prince Deck's dad. I don't quite know what they mean by that. I took that text from the shooting schedule. And then there's everybody should know about Prince's dad at the piano when he says never marry, don't get married, And then Saturday is Dad Aftermath, all the basement scenes in, Prince going crazy, like in the bashing stuff up and all that. All right. So Sunday, November 20th, 1983, Coward Trail Home Studio, overdubs, Prince, engineer Susan Rogers. Now this is week 47. Week 43, which were about a month ago, we talked about the basic tracking of Father's Song. So that happened. The basic tracking happened on Monday, October 24th, and we're now Sunday, November 20th. So roughly a month later, we do some overdubs for Father's Song. So we are going to start our reading, and let's see what else. That's funny. 2 marriages later, I should have listened to Princess Dad. So let's and welcome to Dad Up Rock. I love the part where Princess Mom says he's crazy. Yes.
Those scenes are so interesting. Like, there's a lot of turmoil going on in that household. My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of funny. It's a very that particular line is obviously filled with drama and all of that. All right, so we want to turn to page 196, and
I just
Michael
have to say, because somebody said, "It's a goddamn sin." Okay, that was my favorite.
Yeah,
like there's so many little things you can glean from what they're saying, like and like his state of mind and his morals versus I don't know what the mom was doing to, or maybe she was doing nothing. He's just crazy.
yeah. I never could figure out what exactly was going on. Like you said, like in the house.
How was she sinning? What was going on?
I don't know. This is pretty funny. KMS 1984. Prince did mess up Mama's preserves. He sure did.
I wanted to see the scene of them cleaning that up. Like, did he get Apollonia in there to help him, or like, that's a lot of mess. Oh,
yeah. This is another great line. You won't let me have any fun.
Have any fun? What was she? Hey, what was she out in? Was she trying to be out in the streets or something? Like what? And he was like, "Bring your ass in this house." Like, what was going on? You goddamn.
I don't know. Maybe she wanted to go dancing, and I don't know. I mean, so actually, this is like what's kind of funny is when my grandfather married my grandmother. Actually, when they were dating, he told her, "I'm not a dancer. I'm not looking for one." So maybe Judd, not Judd, but basically Prince's father in Purple Rain. Maybe he had a similar thing, not to be out at the clubs or the juke joints.
Kid sort of doing some of the mom's stuff. Like the kid was doing some of the dad stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Violence, but was he also? I wonder, was his stage persona sort of like some of the mom's stuff?
You know, that's a really good point. I mean, I could see like a alternative narrative where maybe the mom was a jazz singer or something like that and really wanted to pursue a musical career. And maybe they met that way because that's how Prince's parents met, right? Like, so if they're supposed to be parallel and semi-autobiographical, perhaps that's what's going on.
Yeah, wow. The kid was wild too, man. What was he doing with them backward mask recordings? You're laughing at it like it was fun. And it sounds like she's laughing. Dude, get up out of here. Play on some other stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember in real time, though, I thought that scene was so cool. I mean, I'm talking, and I have to be specific. The backward masking, and when he was doing all this, like, you know, with his hand and stuff, because it's so Prince.
Like, was he trying to hypnotize her? What's going on in this house, man? And you're in the basement of this brother's house?
Oh yes, we can't forget
King Kong. Hilarious.
I love that line. It's so many great lines in the basement scene. So that's the reason why I like it, not the hitting part, obviously. And Tanja says that was my takeaway too. And then Robin is saying she was for the streets, Michael. The mom for the streets. In all seriousness, I think it's based on Prince's parents. And Prince's book, you mentioned that his dad was strict and serious, and his mom was a bit on the wild side.
Lord. Yeah, it was possessed. I can see that.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
we should do. You know what? That's a really great idea. We should do a Purple Rain watch along with this commentary. That would be really great. We have to do that maybe one of the Saturdays in December when we don't have a lot going on.
I would say go check the deep archives of the podcast. We definitely did one a long time ago.
A long time ago. So Prince Podcast, well, Podcast on Prince. I always say Prince Podcast on Prince, Podcast Juice. Is it podcastjuice.net, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You should be able to check out.
Just search it. Just search Purple Rain commentary.
Yeah. Podcastjuice.net. Just search Purple Rain commentary. And you guys did one also I know you did one for Under the Cherry Moon.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did all of them.
Did you do a Graffiti Bridge too? I don't know if I listened to the Graffiti Bridge one or not. Yes, I love this. I don't know what webcam Michael got, but it must be high end. His beard looking 3D, right?
3D. I'm not. Well, the thing is, I don't have a webcam. That's probably why it looks like that.
Okay, I'm using my phone. What are you using?
It's a Sony EV1, I think is what it's called. A few years ago.
Okay, your video always looks great.
Oh, thank you.
I have to be precise in my language. All right. So do you mind reading on page 196 about Father's Song?
All right.
You can start with the quote.
All right. I wanted to be a great guitar player in a great band. I wanted to be a great player, but there's oblivions.
Are we on the same 196?
Oh, at the top. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking about. Yes, the quote. What's your favorite song from Purple Rain? Maybe Father's Song, which wasn't on the album, and it's Alan Leeds. The schedule for the movie was very demanding to Prince's studio, so Prince's studio time was limited, but he often found the time to record during the infrequent days off. On today's break from shooting, Prince overdubbed various instruments to Father's Song, including piano, synth, bass, guitar with the harmonizer, and a few other elements. 2 takes were done, and the second version was deemed the master take. Status. Today's version of Father's Song, 5 minutes and 22 seconds, did not appear in the movie, but it was included on the posthumously, there you go, education, released Purple Rain Deluxe Expanded Edition CD set in 2017. Let me keep going.
No, that's good for now. So I think this is actually a good time to bring out your Purple Rain Deluxe and listen to Father's Song, 5 minutes and 22 seconds. When have you listened to that lately? Probably not. So let's do that after the show. That's a good thing to follow up on. All right. So let's see what we got here. Why did I do that?
Canadian Tuxedo.
Yeah, so I didn't know what a Canadian Tuxedo was last week when we talked about it.
Right.
And this is from the rehearsal, and my husband told me just think John Mellencamp, so this is very John Mellenkampian.
Even the hair, yeah, you know what? Some people, I'm actually a John Mellencamp, Cougar Mellencamp fan.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah. What's the one we had the loafers and they was tapping? Oh.
I don't know.
Y'all got me going down the rabbit. Damn it. I can't think of that song. What was that song by John Cougar? It was a big hit. Tumbling Down or Crumbling Down or something.
Oh, here we go. Yes. The wall come tumbling down.
That was the cut
for you.
Yeah, that was the cut.
This is funny, Blade Brown. Welcome. He had to be cosplaying that day. Maybe he was feeling John Cougar Mellencamp.
Tumbling down in the wall. in them drawers. I'm tumbling down. Let me.
Yep. All right. So I wanted to. Oh, and Dee said, "Oh my God, thought the same thing about Michael's beard. It looks great,
Hilarious.
like you just returned from the Dominican barber."
Well, damn. Okay. I just woke up this morning, but like, looking good. Looking good, playboy.
Oh my God. Yes, yes. All right. Let's see. Yes, of course. Yep. That's all I know. King and Queen is Jack and Diane. So, yeah. All right.
Jack and Diane was kind of like When You Were Mine a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear that. Mm-hmm.
Same kind of feel.
Yep. I remember when John Mellencamp was playing Little Red Corvette to his own audiences because he loved it so much. Indeed, Dr. Claw. All right.
That type of, I guess, is that called rock or whatever? Like that kind of stuff. I fuck with that. Like I still play some of them songs. Like I miss that type of rock sound, man. That was good stuff.
I consider that pop rock.
Okay.
So I don't listen to a lot of pop rock, but I listen to a lot of hard rock and other kinds of rock. But pop rock isn't my personal fave. But that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it and everybody else who loves it.
What's that like? I don't know. See, now you got me going all over. Our house. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if that's still
that was Madness. Wasn't that Madness? Kim,
yeah,
I think
Kim
Kim would know. Is that Madness?
They have like Leprechaun or something in the video. Or I'm getting the mixed. No, I'm all over. I'm thinking of Safety Dance. They look like they have leprechauns or never mind. Let me dial it back. Coming back to Prince, Mike. Stay on focus.
And Blade Brown says that homegrown rock kind of migrated to
really
days.
Okay.
And Brian
hurt so good. Oh, make it hurt so good. No kind of love, like you. Man, that was mine. See, that's when I can be in one of them good old boy clubs. Come on in here, brother. We're all in this together. Hurt so good. That was the 80s, man.
Yes, that was the 80s. And thank you, Red Cat Up Rock, for verifying that it was Madness. And here, what about this one? Paper and Fire. You remember that one? I remember the title, but I can't remember how it goes. Yep. Madness would be ska punk into ska pop. Yep.
As you can see, I was raised on MTV back then. So.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting started.
Oh, so John Mellencamp did a song with Michelle?
Didn't they do like a whole record or something? Now that you say that, I feel like I remember seeing that.
I don't know about this Wild Night. Okay. Oh yeah, and Eileen. Okay. All right. So let's go back to Prince. I don't mind tangents, but I know some of you guys in the chat don't like tangents. So we're gonna reel it back in. And TP says yes, he did. So that means that they recorded an album together.
Yeah, I remember seeing a picture of that. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So this photo is from 83, and we're talking about 83, so it's connected. And from what I think I know, and I could be wrong, this is sort of inside of the warehouse. Can someone verify this or not? But this is basically where this other picture was taken. It was in the same space. So you can see the drums and you can see the two keyboard setups. And I don't know who's in this photo because it's hard to make out. But if anybody has any information. Yes, this is true, Kim. John Mellencamp was on MTV all day. Really was. Also, Kim loves Wild Night. And let's see what else we got. This is actually the shirts that some of the crew wore. I just crack up off of this Purple Rain logo. I'm really glad that they didn't go with this one for the album. So, yes, jeans. Yes, warehouse rehearsal. Thank you so much.
We need them rehearsal videos. Come on
Yeah,
now. Like,
we
listen,
do.
just like that one Beatles thing where they were just working in the
Yes.
studio. Man,
Mhm.
just go on and put that Prince rehearsal video out. Let it play.
Yep.
See the
Mhm.
whole process.
Yes, indeed.
Huh.
The logo looks like the First Avenue sign.
Hmm.
I have to look at that. I'm not seeing it right now, but it is still early. All right, so let's get into this Purple Rain shooting like we've been doing. And we want to start with Monday, November 21st. And you see all these interiors. We have Morris's birthday. Morris's bed. You see what kind of mode I've been in? I've been in birthday mode.
Love
Morris's
birthday scene.
bedroom.
Been funny.
No. Morris's bedroom, Morris's bathroom, basement bedroom, which
Mm.
is Prince's bedroom, basement hall and bedroom. Wait, okay. So they have basement bedroom, but then they have Prince's bedroom, which I thought was in the basement. So were there two bedrooms in the basement of the Purple Rain house?
Interesting.
Can someone enlighten me who's watched Purple Rain a gazillion times? I have, but I haven't watched it recently. And then and this is just the location shoot information for Wednesday, November 23rd, which was my birthday. Prince's bedroom and antechamber. I don't know what the antechamber is.
Hmm.
They did have off for Thanksgiving holiday, and I love that they have exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So they were happy to get that day off, but then they were back to it on that Friday and Saturday with Prince's bedroom and antechamber. What is an antechamber? This is when I need my mom because she knows about all these things. I don't know what an antechamber is. Can
Was
some
there Go ahead.
no, you enlighten me. Maybe you
I was just
know.
thinking, well, I don't know what that is. I'm thinking of the movie. Wasn't the scene when he was like, "Ma," that wasn't in his bedroom, or did they bust in his bedroom? I'm trying to remember.
I thought they busted
They
in his
busted
bedroom.
They did, yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, so the antechamber, but anarchist was saying, was it where the piano was? Because I feel like the piano wasn't in a room proper.
Right. It was
It
kinda
was
off in some little
yeah.
den type thing. Maybe that's what that was.
So maybe that's the antechamber,
Mm.
or as I would call it, the hallway.
I'm
Kim and Tanja,
surprised
where you guys at with like schooling us what is an antechamber? Because we don't know. Can someone let
surprised
us
somebody
know?
hasn't reenacted or reconstructed the bedroom and the hallway, like, the staircase coming down. That could be a very interesting kind of a museum sort of thing, like the Purple Rain, Prince's room, and have the stuff playing. That'd be kinda interesting.
While you said that, I must say, and I think it's still on Clubhouse, but there was an entire production of the reenactment of Purple Rain through
Oh,
audio
yeah. Yeah,
through
yeah.
Clubhouse, which was
Great.
incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, it really was. And I think you can still listen to it on Clubhouse. So everybody that was
Mhm.
involved in that did an amazing job. And so knowing how amazing the audio was, it would be interesting to see someone do that through video, like reenacting the
Mhm.
whole thing. That would be obviously a huge commitment. So, okay, so Jared Dances, are you saying that the antechamber is where the mason jars were? Because I feel like the mason jars were in another room and that the piano was in the hallway or on the side kind of thing.
Mm.
I guess we do need to watch this movie again. All right. So
How old was the kid in the movie again? Do you remember? It's like
that's a good question.
19, 20 or something, or
I would assume he was 19, 20. Okay, Tanja, thank you. So Tanja says that an antechamber is a waiting room in older homes. But would you make people wait in the basement? Well, maybe the antechamber. I'm just kind of thrown off because the antechamber is paired with the basement.
Hmm.
So yeah. So yes, he went downstairs. Or Tom just saying an entrance into a larger room. Okay. Maybe it's an entrance into a larger room in the basement.
Antechamber.
Okay. And then Kim says there wasn't really a bedroom though, just where that bed was. We never got the full layout type shot of the basement. Yes. And then Annie again, mirroring Tanja, antechamber is any room prior to the main room. Okay. Ante, which I think is before. I think ante means before. And okay, let's see. Isn't Prince sitting on the stairs to the basement when his dad is at the piano?
Mm.
I think you're absolutely right. That's right. That sounds right. The amount of times I've seen this movie, you would think I would know. You would think I would too, but I actually haven't seen it probably in a couple of years, if not 3 years. So,
It's not quite ready yet.
yeah, so going back to, like, Tanja's original definition, it's a waiting room in older homes. Like, imagine you go like, "I'm not ready to greet you yet, so just go down and wait in the basement."
Man, the kid was he was that's right, 'cause he was just a kid living I mean, he was in his parents' house,
Yeah.
and he down there entertaining.
Mhm.
Well, I know you better be glad Francis Hill didn't come down there, "Well, what the hell's going on down here? Hmm, ain't
So
nobody rubbing nothing in here in my house but me, goddamn. You don't pay the rent." Yeah, he will that's disrespectful. You're not supposed to do that in your parents' house.
that is true. And
Wow.
Annie says, "No, he doesn't sit on the stairs. He goes downstairs and finds his dad playing." Okay. Thank you for the correction.
Francis Hill said, "You took that garbage out yet?" "Not yet, Dad." "Well, before you get your hair done, when you go out there and cut the grass." That's like a real family. "I told you about leaving that food down in that room. It'll be having them girls. Fast little girls. You're a goddamn sick." Because we were
Yes.
buddy.
All right. So let's look at the shooting schedule. And we're going to start off on Monday, Tuesday, which was day 18 and 19. And so we got the interior of Morris's apartment, bedroom and bathroom, and night. It's a nighttime. Morris exit bathroom, opens closet, runs, vacuum, dresses. So we didn't get all of that. So it would be nice to actually see that whole scene. And for the vehicles, props, notes, we got shower steam. Can you imagine seeing Morris in the bathroom? That would have been awesome to see. And then we got the vacuum cleaner prop, music, let's get crazy, not let's go crazy. And then note cover set. I guess that means get coverage of the set. I don't know. Yes, they did. Clarence Williams III and Vanity were both in 52 pickup. And then let's see, Blake Brown, another parallel to him living in the basement at Andre's mother's house for a minute. Yes, nice parallel. King and Queen wants to know who decorated that basement. Was it Prince or someone else? There were clowns and many different touches that added to his mystery. Yes, I love that. And it KMS 1984, I can't believe all the outtakes were destroyed. So that is true, huh? I had heard that. I'm in denial. I hope that's not true, but it seems to be the case. I would love to see all these outtakes, especially Morris getting ready in the bathroom, because he'd be in the mirror doing all his Morris stuff. All right. So interior black screen, Prince's bedroom night. And we got guitar, glasses, makeup items. I love that they have makeup items. And then let's get crazy again. And then interior basement night. Prince goes downstairs through corridors and into bedroom. I think that's what I would call that space where the piano is would be a corridor. I don't know. And then the props are the same as before, except there's an E fan, so maybe electrical fan and light changes. And the Red Cat Uprock is saying, I wonder where the little puppet prince hat in the dressing room is today. I'm sure it's been auctioned off or something, probably. I feel like I remember seeing it in an auction, but I could be wrong. Kim saying Purple Rain was streaming on Prime all summer, so I've watched it recently, still wondering how we never saw a bathroom or kitchen. That is correct. We never saw a bathroom or kitchen. And let's see. So we got interior basement, all rooms, night, Apollonia explores basement. Prince plays cassette. They fondle and kiss. And then props, glasses, cassette, toys. So I don't know by toys if they mean like the sort of puppet or whatnot. And then playback cassette track as per script.
Knowing Prince back then, you don't know what.
Yes. Also, I forgot about this. The puppet was actually sold on the Purple Rain tour. So there should be a lot of puppets out there, that little puppet doll. I had totally forgot about that. I forgot a lot about what was sold at the Purple Rain show because I couldn't afford any of it, really. I just got the tour book and I kind of closed and I got a t-shirt and that was all I could.
They sold the puppet? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sold the puppet. And Brian says, I want to see the scene where Prince turns around and punches Jelly Bean. I think that's in the Let's Go Crazy video. I think it's also in the trailer. I actually did watch the trailer last week after we got off because there's like there's several deleted scenes in the trailer. So it's definitely in the trailer. All right. So interior Prince's bedroom, daytime, they make love, hear mom and dad fight. So this doesn't happen because they never had relations in the basement. And it says Apollonia leaves. And then for props, they have breakaway bottle. But I don't remember someone throwing a bottle. Was a bottle involved? Like a broken bottle?
It's probably the cut scene. You see it slightly in the trailer where Morris is running with Apollonia from Prince's house at night. I think that's this or something, whatever must have happened.
Yeah, because the next scene says interior Prince's bedroom night. Apollonia surprises Prince with a guitar. Oh, but this is what we know. Says she's joining Morris. He hits her. She leaves. And props are glasses, guitar and rapping, an earring, special effects, E-fan. I don't know what special effects E-fan means. Does someone know what that means, the E-fan? And then so... this is pretty funny, Christian. That little puppet was moody. Yeah, it was very moody. And SMS 130 says it's only on the trailer and the LGC music video in terms of Jelly Bean, the Jelly Bean interaction. And then Queen, I'm pretty sure they had relations in the basement. That's when Father's song plays. And
that's why
it was God, not Father's song, or am I tripping?
Man, my man was a big time local musician. He took her to the base.
Just do better. All right, so we're going to take just a very small break from our Purple Rain shooting to talk about a couple of things that I forgot to point out when we went through the calendar. One, on Wednesday, November 23rd, 1983, and this is the week that we're talking about, the Let's Pretend We're Married US 7-inch single was released. And, but what was odd to me is that the 12-inch was released a week earlier on November 6th. And I actually went to Prince Vault because that's what you do to check things, if that's, accurate or not. And it's true. So like November 16th, the 12-inch was released, and then they released a 7-inch, which it seems like they would have released it at the same time. So I
Hmm.
don't know. Anyway, I remember getting this 12-inch. I remember actually when I played it for my Uncle Charles, I can remember it just like yesterday. His reaction was priceless. And Irresistible B, the reason why I want to talk about Let's Get Married, I mean, Let's Get Married, Let's Pretend We're Married is because Irresistible B, I think, is one of Prince's best B-sides and probably one of his best songs ever. Um, so we got to give some love to Let's Pretend We're Married. And Dwayne does on page 196. So we are going to read just a very small snippet from that about Let's Pretend We're Married. And again, Wednesday, November 23rd, 1983, which was my birthday, November 23rd. I turned 13 years old. The final single from the 1999 album, Let's Pretend We're Married, backed with Irresistible B, is released today. Now, I understand now why my mom didn't want me listening to Prince as a 13-year-old, listening to Irresistible B, but like I didn't care what he was saying. I mean, he could be singing Mary Had a Little Lamb, and it would all be the same to me because I never really
Mm.
connected to the lyrics. I connected always to the music first, and then I would eventually figure out what he was talking about. So, but the music of Irresistible B, I could talk about that all day, but I won't. It will stay in the Billboard Top 100 for 10 weeks, peaking at number 52 on December 17th, 1983. The combination of lower charting singles in the upcoming Purple Rain project put an end to promotion of Prince's current album. Despite how the singles performed on the charts, the 1999 album continued to rise up the Billboard Top LPs and Tapes list, breaking the top 40 during the second week of December, which is impressive. It really is. And actually, going back to, let's actually look at this real quick. Going back to Prince Vault and looking at, so the Billboard 100 peak position 52, weeks on charts 10. Yep, that's consistent. And then Billboard Black Singles entry date was in January 1984. Peak position was 55, and weeks on charts 8, which is interesting. And then Billboard Dance Disco Top 80 entered February 11, 1984, and peak position 52, as well as weeks on chart 6. Hmm.
This was the which of the what single was this? I mean, was this the second, third, fourth? Do we know?
Um,
Oh, it says fifth and final single.
yeah, 5th, because there's 1999 first, Little Red Corvette, DMSR, Delirious, AUT-O-Matic, but Australia only. Oh, and DMSR was a UK promo only, so it was just the 4th one.
Mm.
So 1999, Little Red Corvette, Delirious, and Let's Pretend We're Married.
At the time, the only songs I was aware of was I had heard 1999, I'd heard Little Red Corvette, and then I'd heard Delirious. I had no idea it was Prince, but I remember they used to play that a lot. I wasn't really clear on who he was at the time, but I remember hearing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's see. Leah said Prince could probably find a way of making Mary Had a Little Lamb sexy if he had done it back then.
Not right.
If it had been later on in his career, it would have been a religious connotation. And Blake Brown saying long Prince jams could lull you into a false sense of security as a kid. Yep. A straight F-bomb about 6 minutes in can get you into trouble and you never saw it coming. You're absolutely right. Yep. I got in trouble for some Prince lyrics because I didn't really know what he was talking about.
Mm.
I didn't have the mental vocabulary. And let's see, I had Sneak Away and Buy Let's Pretend We're Married. It will be because of the B word. Indeed.
Really speaks to the power of music. I don't know if you would say celebrity in a sense, but the fact that you could get children to sort of go beyond their parents to do something that they parents don't want them to do. It's a very interesting sort of thing. I'm not saying anything against Prince, but I'm just saying in general that exists. You can see how powerful and persuasive, music and media can be to children, that they would go beyond what they know what they're supposed to do. Uh, I didn't have that perspective back then, obviously, but as a father, it's very interesting.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, DMSR got heavy play on Black radio. All right, so let's get back to the Purple Rain shooting. And so this is Wednesday, also Wednesday, November 23rd, location Flying 6472 Flying Cloud Drive. Why can't I say that? Interior Princess bedroom, antechamber and bedroom. Night, mom and dad battle. Prince decks dad. Mom and Prince briefly connect, which that all happens. And then props were glasses, cassette, earrings, breakaway, glass breaks, special effects, glass breaks, and E-fan. I still don't know what E-fan is.
I think somebody said E-fan was in there. Said something about an airplane. Somebody typed that in the chat. And I'm sorry, we missed
I missed it. Yeah. I have to go back. And then clock reads 8:15. And I wonder why that's important, that the clock reads 8:15 p.m.
That is, don't they? They show that on the screen, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is interesting. I wonder what that is.
Does anyone know what's going on with the 8:15? This is our collective book club, so I'm sure someone will figure it out.
I wonder if it meant to sort of signify like Prince had to leave soon to go play the show or something. To let you know it was the evening time.
Maybe that's what it's about. That makes a lot of sense. Maybe he had to be at the club. I don't know. All right. So Thursday, remember, they didn't shoot because it was Thanksgiving. And then Friday and Saturday, we have still at 6472 Flying Cloud Drive and interior Princess stairs and basement. Nighttime, dad plays his music, comments on mom and marriage. Never. I like this. I like reading these notes. I don't know if anybody else does, but I find them amusing and also informative. Props, glasses, sheet music, music, playback, piano. Then in the next scene, interior Prince's living room, father yells at and whacks mother. Prince intercedes, gets hit and slumps to floor, rises and exits. We all remember that.
Getting grown folks' business.
Yes, indeed. And props were glasses, guitar, question mark. I don't think he has his guitar in that scene. And then makeup, blood, question mark, bruises, question mark.
Oh, the 8 o'clock.
Oh, thank you, Annie. Somebody, yeah, because he says to Apple to come see me around 8 o'clock. Yep. And Apple shows up an hour later. Yes, Drea dances. Apple was supposed to show up at 8, so she was late. Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Nice. I love doing this with you guys. All right. So we have interior Prince's living room, nighttime, Prince and Apollonia's point of view, mom and dad smooch on couch. Yep. And then no props. Interior Prince's home, nighttime, Prince yells for father, hears piano, heads for basement. I don't know what OS means.
King and Queen, thank you so much. I appreciate
it. And then props, glasses. Next scene, interior, Prince's home, nighttime, Prince moves through wrecked house, looks into basement door, reacts. And then the props are wrecked items, special effects, E-fan, and yep. Yeah, this is an interesting. Thanks, Lee Christian, for this comment. I was like 8 years old watching Purple Rain for the first time as part of a kids' party. That's interesting.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff in that movie that was quite eye-opening for us all.
Wow, yeah, 8 years old, damn.
Yeah.
We're showing R-rated movies to 8-year-olds. I'm kinda mad about that. I don't understand.
I went to all sorts of things as, like, I remember going to see Blackula in the theater. I can't remember when Blackula came out, but
Yeah,
I think it was 77, 78. I would have been 7 or 8 years old for Blackula, and
you
I
can show
also
it at a kid's party, that's a little
oh.
different. Come on.
Yeah, but still, like, an adult took me to go see Blackula. It's
It
like
took you, but he don't take other kids to go. That's what I'm like, that's a little different.
Yes, and then Kim says parents fight, then the kid slaps, repeating behavior he just saw. Thank you, Kim,
Mm,
for, like, pointing that out explicitly,
mhm.
for people in case they didn't get that pattern. And then, yes, answer me. Yeah. That's another it's so many great lines and just Clarence Williams, the third was such a great actor. He really did a lot with the
Mm,
little dialogue that he had in the film. Let's see. And KMS 1984 says, I thought it was so cool how sexy the love scene was, and they were fully clothed.
mm.
I love this. Lee Christian says the other movie at the party was Night on Elm Street too.
Dang, woo,
Freddy's Revenge. That was a
poor kids, man. God
great
damn. Ultra violence and then all this other that's the '80s.
That's the 80s.
The '80s.
Thank you, Kim. OS means off screen. Thank you so much. I'm being schooled. All right. And then Annie says, going back to his mother, in the original script, he meets her in town and she is at a bar and doesn't recognize him. Thank you for that.
Interesting. So she was out in the streets drinking or whatever, and she didn't even recognize her own son. Damn.
So
Mm.
I guess she was like, yeah,
You know,
possibly alcoholic.
I love this movie, but I will say, looking at it now in a different mindset, it is a fictional story. But it's in one sense, it's a fictional story, but it's also kind of played quasi autobiographical, you know? At least that's what they seem to market it as. I have a issue with how they present the dad. Like, I don't like that actually. Now watching it, now thinking about it, he was just crazy. Like he was off. Yeah, he was out of control, man. Like didn't really show a good side to him. Like he was an unstable, damn near psychotic, suicidal, woman beater, black father. And the mom, it was a biracial relationship. It just plays on so many different things. But it was the '80s. I understand it, but damn, they had
Yeah.
look, they had us looking crazy. Absolutely. Anyway, sorry.
This is funny. Blade Brown says the original Purple Rain would have been behind the beaded curtain in the video stores, particularly with the barn scene.
Uh,
And then Lee Christian says the kid's mother isn't very well fleshed out compared to the dad, really.
True.
That is true. And then Jordan says parents in the 80s were wild back then.
Yeah.
And Kim said R rating was nothing in my household. Again, it was the 80s. Like I was watching a lot of kung fu films, like Flying Guillotine,
Yeah.
where heads were being ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
That was nothing. And let's see, Celie says in the theater after dad hits the kid as it fades to black, some girl in the audience says, "Show the fight," and a guy responded, "That was the."
Man, that's the one thing I do remember seeing that movie for the first time. The audience had you rolling, like especially when he did that answer, motherfucker. Everybody laughed. Like it was just like, are you listening? He sound crazy. And the spin
And the spin.
died.
Yeah, that was
I
my
didn't
favorite.
really know about Prince that much, but I just it was like I just You didn't believe it. It just sounded so weird. Like, ask me, motherfucker. Like, who talks to their parents like that? First, just like, what is going on? It was funny.
There's a lot of dysfunction, Michael. And Man Ray says Michael Dean with the socially conscious grown-up pop analysis of Purple Rain. I love it.
What can you say?
And Kim says, but at least the dad was in the home.
Yeah, with a gun. Like this. Yeah, he was wild, man. Was
yeah.
Wild.
Is this true, or are you being funny, Brian, about an X-rated version that they supposedly showed in Canada? I hadn't heard about that.
That was like the word on the street though at that time. Like, oh, this movie was going to be X-rated or something. That's why we all wanted to see it as kids. We just was like, oh, this is going to be crazy. Like, and Prince didn't really blow on over here to mainstream levels yet, but we had heard that this is going to be some nasty X-rated type thing. So, oh, you got to see it.
I didn't hear that. Oh, this is funny. Robin says, I had never heard someone say MFer with Midwest accent. Hilarious.
Answer me.
And AJ132 says, makes you think Purple Rain, the color purple has some similarities.
Interesting.
And Brian said, I really did hear that. Huh. I totally didn't hear about the whole X-rated thing back in real time. Interesting. All right, we have some more scenes, not too much more. So interior basement nighttime, medics remove bodies, etc. I wonder why they have bodies. Prince
really
left.
going on in the basement?
Maybe that's just a typo. Medics, because I was saying maybe the mother died too in one of these scripts, but no, it says medics carry father away, mother follows.
Damn.
And so we got Prince, father, mother in the scene, one stand-in, father double, mother double, 4 cops, 2 paramedics, 2 photographers, 4 detectives, 1 news cameraman, 1 sound man, and 1 coroner. And props are camera and flash, pads and pencil, gurney and sheet, tape camera, sound equipment, pistol, glasses, rope, walkie-talkies, IV units, oxygen mask, bandages, moonlight effects, and hello, OP, welcome. And let's see, interior hospital room, nighttime. Prince sees parents in hospital, kisses them, and exits. That doesn't happen, right? That's not in the film. Does he?
In that montage, I believe, one of the songs at the end.
Oh, one of the montages. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Which is really putting it in the song like that. It kind of, at the time I think about it, it sort of takes away, or maybe I just didn't really understand what was going on. But that's such a heavy thing for a child to have to do. Man, your dad's in the hospital, almost died. It's like there's so much going on with the kid, man. You almost wonder, did he like get some kind of therapy or something? Like, how did he reconcile any of that? Because the movie doesn't really show us what happens after.
Yeah.
I guess it's trying to throw it all as a montage. I wonder if it was their initial idea was those are scenes that played out on themselves, but then when they were editing, just figured, hey, well, just throw them all in here, push past this, and get to the song at the end or something.
I would think that's probably what happened, but obviously we're just speculating. Right. So Kale Heads says the MFer is so perfectly enunciated that I believe he was directed to say it that way. Possibly. All right. So next scene, interior basement. Night, Prince reacts to parents' death, runs amok through rooms, wrecking and smashing everything, breaks down and cries. Prince hangs himself. And then props are glasses, rope stick, wardrobe, double, princess clothes, moonlight effects, special effects, rope and hanging rig, and harness.
Wow, that's right. The kid was going through some stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's a sad movie. You take away the music, it's like, it was a heavy
It's
situation.
pretty dark. It's actually a very dark film
Yeah.
in terms of tone and some of the messaging. And so Celia saying, no, the color purple was distorted by Spielberg, changing Alice Walker's ultimate message of rehabilitating her grandfather, as in the book. Walker discussed that as well. Thank you for that, Celia.
Isn't there a new version of this movie coming out, or maybe it came out?
Yeah, I think no, it hasn't come out yet, but yeah, I think this is what I don't know if this to be true, so someone correct me, but it sounds like it's definitely going to be recreated, but more in a musical form as a film. Am I making the musical form part up, or?
No, I think I've seen the trailer. It seemed like it's a musical kind of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, Kim. Prince and Hanging is interesting because it actually is a deleted scene in Graffiti Bridge where there's a hanging as well, or alluding to hanging. So that was a thing.
I need to talk about that. What is that?
Yeah, what is that? Yes, and Nick, thank you for this. Interesting that no stunt double was used for hanging scenes. There is one stand-in though. It says one prince and then one stand-in. So maybe. And also the wardrobe says double Prince's clothes. So I think there was a stand-in for Prince, but not necessarily a stunt double. Yep. Color Purple musical to film, the Broadway version on film. And yes, musical opening on Christmas Day. Okay, thank you for that little bit of information. And let's see, next scene, interior basement, day, night. Prince comes to, puts on cassette, sits at piano, props, glasses, cassette. And I don't know why, but I specifically remember he woke up in like they call him a wife beater, that t-shirt thing. But
Tank
that,
top.
tank top, they don't list it as props. And then music, they have music, ? Makeup, Prince sweaty. Maybe he wakes up from a bad dream or something like that. And then night into day, in terms of they wanted to show that passing.
When he wakes up in the scene, he's condensate.
Condensate.
Condensate. Glistening. All over. They had to, that's why I guess they had to add that to.
Yes. Okay. A cold sweat. Yep.
There you go. Black sweat.
Yeah. Black sweat. Yep. And Celia's saying, yes, Color Purple would be a musical and the plot would be changed again. I recommend reading the book. I love this. Red Cat Uprock says glowing in terms of the cold sweat. And Robin says, I read this really interesting article that talks about how the film is a commentary on the state of Black mental health in a way that isn't regularly addressed. Have to read that. Kim says,
that's how they had John Francis L in the movie.
Yeah. Every time it seems like.
Can you add a little more grease to him? Just a little more distraught. Can you give us a little James Evans? Just a little touch of.
Yes. All right. So I think. So we got. I think this is our 3 more scenes, and we'll be through with our Purple Rain shooting for the week. So we got interior Prince's house, living room and bedroom. Prince walks around, looks at mom's and dad's things. Props, glasses, music, I would die for you. Electricity, light change. Note, props and set. Doctor, I guess, I don't know. Is it Doctor in shambles? I don't know what that's saying. Okay, interior, Prince's basement. Dawn, Prince cleans up mess, stacks father's music, finds earring, tosses earring to Apollonia, catches it. We all remember that scene
Oh,
of
yeah.
that. Yeah, I definitely remember that one. And then for props, we got glasses, earring, broom, dustpan, hose, practical, and quotation marks. Music, I would die for you. Electricity, light change. Note, basement to be clean and redressed. And then interior basement night. Prince sits on stair and looks around, sees father's music. Prop classes, I would die for you. Note, set, doctor, and props, basement, shambles. All right, so SMS 130 says that extended scene was in the early version of the film. The original version of Father's Song was played during it while Prince was asleep with sheet songs all over the floor.
Oh, interesting.
And then Celie says in Mississippi, when Prince began smashing the preserves, that film became a horror movie for us messing up grandma's hard work.
Right. He gonna get it.
All right. Okay. So I'm just going to go to full screen on this. So you won't see me trying to read this because I forgot to get a version that I could see up close. All right. So this is from, it says, this is from Cavallo, Ruffalo, and Fargnoli. And this was sent to Mr. Stephen T. McClellan at First Avenue and 7th Street entry. Dear Stephen, please find and close a copy of our standard form location release per our conversation. I believe that our meeting was very productive and I enjoyed meeting both you and John. To recap the main points of our verbal agreement, we agreed that your club would be closed and available to us from Friday morning, November 26th to Tuesday, December 20th for dressing, filming, and strike during our filming of Purple Rain. So we're about to get started with some of the club scenes next week. We would provide you with an insurance rider from our insurance company naming your club as additionally insured. This rider to be delivered before the company can set foot on your premises for dressing/filming/strike. We agree to pay you, First Avenue and 7th Street Entry Club, the sum of $100,000 as location fees and rentals, thereby covering standard continuing costs for the club and an estimated loss of profits for the club during that period. 4, we will work in close cooperation with you in regards to publicity and public relations, showing you and the club to be aiding us in the filming of Purple Rain, and we will work to aid you in showing that the club is an ongoing operation with great entertainment, completely independent of Prince. Number 5, October 4th, 1983, on the night of the Time concert. I have offered my services as a judge for the dance contest. A prize to the winner would be the chance of employment in the film Purple Rain. Number 6, every effort would be made by my company to employ as many of your personnel as may wish to work in our film so as to ease their fears of employment. Number 7, your security personnel will be used and added to when you deem it necessary to protect your club and equipment and our own equipment. 8, every effort will be made to keep your small room operational during this period. 3 days should be the maximum that it would be closed, if at all. 9, our set decorator, Ann McCauley, and property master will discuss a separate rental for glassware, etc., to be used as set dressing and hand props. 10, I never thought about that, like during the club scenes and the waitressing and them having to like rent just like the glassware that they had is really interesting. All right. 10, with your electricians as operators, we will be able to use your lighting setup and grids, although power for movie lights will be provided by us. I believe that these were the main points covered in our conversation. If you or your attorneys have any questions, please feel free to phone me. The possibility of a Prince, in quotation marks, concert at the time of the opening of the film is indeed a great probability. We will be working closely with you in order that the opening of the film would be international in stature. Again, it was a pleasure meeting you, and I look forward to an ongoing business relationship. Sincerely, Mike Frankovich Jr. And CC'd are Kirk Hokinson, Bob Cavallo, LA, Joe Ruffalo, LA, Steve Fargnoli, LA, Al Magnoli, Tony Brand, and Ward Preston.
Interesting.
And let's see. And Lee says it was cool hearing about the dance concerts for Purple Rain and the DMP podcast. Nice tie-in to DMP. Let's see. And Kalehead says, I'm from the Midwest and never heard a brother say, am I for that clean? And Celie said, I got me a big earring like that and it hurt my ear. Like, oh, hell, that's pretty funny.
Almost, what if when he did the spin and then the music kicked in or something? And just went into
oh my God. That's funny, Celie. So it seems that Kim, the waitress, wasn't the first person to ask who's paying for this. Yep.
I think you know that.
Okay, so Chris says, I'm from the Midwest and I'm Black, and that's how people in my family say it. All right. Thank you so much, Chris.
The Midwest thing.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's see. What's after this? Okay. So we're towards the end. We just have a few more things to talk about. So far in 1983, there have been 78 studio visits total. I don't know that to be correct because I need to go back. I'm not joking. I really would love to have a volunteer research assistant to make sure that all my numbers and everything is correct. Because some weeks are worse than others and trying to prepare for the show. So I might have missed something. And we won't go through all these details. And let's talk a little bit about a couple things happening in a purple word about the purple world. So there has been a submission deadline. It was extended for the Prince on Screen Images and Ideology conference that's happening at the Robert J. Jones Urban Research and Outreach Engagement Center, also known as UROC in Minneapolis. So if you want to put in a proposal, you have until December 1st to do so. And I don't have it on here. So hold on. All right, so hold on. I clicked the wrong thing. Let's see. Do I have this? Yes, I do. Okay. So this is the call. And then I just want to show you proposals are invited for 15-minute papers on, but not limited to the following areas: Prince and performance style on screen, Prince's music videos, Prince and fashion on screen, Prince that stars celebrity and television interviews, Prince and media representations on screen, Prince and films, including writing, acting, and directing, Prince and his collaborators on screen. I am not affiliated with this conference. The organizing team is Professor Mike Alleyne from Middle Tennessee State University, Professor Kirsty Fairclough from Manchester Metropolitan University, UK, Professor Crystal Wise of University of Minnesota, Kristen Schaumler, MA, independent music historian, Sound Around Tours, and Cassie Ritchie, PhD researcher, Northumbria University, UK, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So you have that. And next, I don't know if you guys know about this, but I listened to it. It's very short. It's less than 30 minutes. But there's a podcast with Taja Seville where she talks about her time with Prince. And she has an amazing, she was a DJ, a radio DJ. She has an amazing voice. I wish my voice was like Taja's voice. And it's a really great episode. Montel actually interviews her about her time with Prince. Also, she plays the very first demo that she gave to Prince when she was about to embark on recording her album on Paisley Park Records. The majority of that record was produced by Chico Bennett, one of her contemporaries. Obviously, Prince gave her 2 songs for that album. When You Love to Love Me is one of those songs, and it's actually on Originals. So if you haven't heard like Taj's version of When You Love to Love Me, you should definitely check it out. And Love is Contagious is basically the name of Taj's first album that was on an only album on Paisley Park. And I thought that they did a really great job because before I got the album, because Love is Contagious was the lead single, if I remember correctly, I just thought it was Prince because it sounded like a Prince song, but Love is Contagious is not a Prince song. So I thought they did really good in trying to marry the Paisley Park sound, through the dynamics of Chico Bennett and Taja. And there was another person, I can't remember their name, that she interviewed who had worked for Prince for over 10 years. And they were just talking about, it really reminded me of conversations I've heard Jill say about Prince's father, about not wanting to take in anything that could influence his mental state. Like I remember specifically where Jill talked about she and Jonelle went to go see the Broadway show Cats, and they didn't stay very long because Jonelle was like, I don't want to see this. Like, I don't want to see these anthropomorphic, people looking like animals. Like he thought it was too weird. Yeah. And so Prince basically later on I guess during the time when Taja was there, had similar conversations with Prince about, what you should and should not be watching and intaking to like influence your mental state. So it was like a continuation of Jonelle. We are reflections of our parents, whether we want to like it or whether we like it or not. So you weren't the only one. Used to think Chico was Prince, but no, Chico is actually a real person. Chris says, I had the same reaction to Jesus Christ Superstar in Catholic school. It weirded me out. And Lee Chris said, I love Pete's version of I Could Get Your Attention. All right. And I think, let me see. So I just wanted to give a mad shout out to D. Scott and the Prince Vinyl Record Collecting Facebook group. I loved seeing this image. It's like all the incarnations of what's going on right now with the Diamonds and Pearls box set. So she has them all lined up. And what really stood out to me, and I don't have this, is basically the 4 LP vinyl. It's like has a bluer tint. And I've seen this in the record stores, and I haven't gotten it because I have the Super Deluxe. It's like, why would I also get the 4? Because I'm not a completist, because my pocketbook won't allow me to be a completist. But I'm always enamored by the 4-disc set. 4-album set, because it just looks so good. And now I understand why. It's because it's bluer. And like that foil print that it has just makes it looks more luscious than the other prints, because you can see the other 3 are pretty much the same tint. And I haven't gotten the Atmos Blu-ray. I want to get that. So that's what this is. And then obviously the singles box set and all that. So it's just really great to see it all like lined up. So, and I love this photo, really great photo. And want to remind everyone about our upcoming Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe virtual celebration. Will be here, I think, in a couple of weeks on December 9th and December 10th. We will be talking about the box set all day, all night. Well, not all night, but all day on December 9th, December 10th. I hope that you will join us. It's basically in the spirit of what we did for the Sign of the Time Super Deluxe virtual celebration. And I do have the playlist up for change on time this week, so you can listen to some of the stuff that we talked about today, most notably Let's Pretend We're Married and Irresistible Bee. And then next week, we are going to be reading only 2 pages. So actually it's 2, yeah. And so the Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe Virtual Celebration is 2 weeks from now. And next week, though, we will be reading pages 196 and 197 in our book. And let me see what else you guys are talking about in the chat. Modernaire says, welcome, Modernaire. Father's discussing that with Prince. That's very interesting because Prince later would also speak against about ingesting violent content, real fictional horror films, dark web images, footage, etc. Indeed. All right. So we've been doing like 90-minute shows lately, which is great. We're like curbing it down a little bit. Thank you so much, Michael Dean, as always, for being my co-pilot. And how you want to take us out this week?
You know what? You still got that music on deck?
Yeah.
Beats? Take us out with that.
Okay. Let's do it.
Kick, snare.
Yeah.
Work it like a job. Next time.
I don't want to leave, but we're going to leave. I'm going to fade it out. I'm going to give a little bit here. Have a great weekend for love.